Here's a 3 by 3 determinant that we've gotten from a previous problem. Now, the way you can tell that it's a determinant versus a matrix is that there are no brackets. They look like absolute value symbols instead. If they just look like absolute value symbols instead of brackets, then we're talking about the determinant and not the matrix. So how would we go about doing this? Well, there are several ways to accomplish this, but we're going to use something called minors. What we do is we can choose any individual item. In this case, there are 9 different values from which to choose, and we can choose any one of those, and then we mark out its row and column to start with. So if we chose the first row and the first column value, we'd put that number out here as a 5. Now, associated with that 5 is something called a minor determinant, which is in here. Okay? So -7, -7, -7, -6 is the first of the expansion into minors. Okay? Next, what we do is we'd go to the next number, and we would write minus that number times its minor, and its minor is this column and this column as a determinant. So you block out the row and column that it's in and look at the numbers that remain. So this would be 6 and a 4 in this column, -7 and -6 in this column. Notice that I also changed the sign. This is a +5, just what you see, but this is minus a -6. We'll talk about that before we're finished. Now there's one more thing to do, and that's to go to the final minor, which is to use this number, which is -6, and the minor associated with it is here. Cancel out that row and column, and you get 6 -7 and 4 -7. We're now ready to multiply all these out. What are the values for each of the determinants? 5 times +42 minus +49. +42 minus 49 is -7. So that's 5 times -7. Then we'll do this one. This is -36. And this is minus -28. That's +28. -36 plus 28 is -8. This is -6, so that's plus 6 times 8. And that's a -8. And then we have -6 times, this is -42 minus -28, which is plus 28, and -42 plus 28 is -14. So we have -35 minus 48 plus 6 times 14, which is 84, and those all add up to 1.